No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Who needs a Derek Carr jersey? I got you hooked up here. Go to chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys. I got mine. It comes in black, white, Nike NFL jerseys here coming at you. If you also want a Josh Jacobs, Henry Ruggs, also available at the link that you see below. I'm going to put that link in the description and in the comments section if for some reason you can't remember chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys, but you can get these for under $100. Plus, there's like 50, 60 more jerseys available at that link for some old-time players like Tim Brown, Ken Stabler. If you're looking for a Marshawn Lynch jersey, there is one available in small for about $50. First question coming in from Turon Boyd. Trade Trent for a premier defensive lineman. The only issue with that is there's not going to be a team right now that's interested in trading for Trent Brown. Like, there's been a lot of injuries to the offensive line. But if you're, honestly, if you're a team and you're looking for an offensive line player, why would you trade for somebody that's been banged up? I mean, he's played only 10-plus snaps, 10 of the last 18 games. And for the Raiders, you made him the highest paid tackle in the league at the time, 4 years, $66 million. I mean, if we could trade Trent Brown right now for a premier defensive lineman, yes, I would do it in a heartbeat. Let's go to that Pringles guy. What's your favorite kind of Pringles? Me growing up, it was always sour cream. Yeah, sour cream and onion. Gilmore tends to favor matchups against big wide receivers and tight ends, which means he will probably go against Waller. How do you think Waller will do? If Waller does get matched up with Gilmore, I mean, I think I'm with you, though. I think Gilmore does either go up against Bryan Edwards or Darren Waller. If this is the case, that to me tells me that Bill Belichick and this Patriots defense, they're going to totally try to just get Darren Waller out of the game, and that's normally what they do. They try to find what you do well. They try to take it away from you. If that is the case, look for a guy like Henry Ruggs to really step up. But anytime you're going up against one of the best defenses in the National Football League, it's not easy to do. Jason, you're next up here on the Las Vegas Raiders Report. Do you think that we can have a top 5 defense next year as well as a top 5 offense? Also, use your way earlier in the draft prediction. It's way too early to make a draft prediction, so sorry about that. Top 5 defense, I'm going to say no because at this point, I just want to see us have a top 15 defense. That's going to be not easy to do. You got to get more pass rush. Got to be able to find a better safety. Top 5 offense, though, that one's definitely in the realm of possibilities because they're not too far off right now. You're top 4 in points. Derek continues to play well. Can you add maybe just one more piece? Or if Bryan Edwards or if Henry Ruggs take that next step, because you got a top 5 running back, in my opinion. You got a top 3 tight end. If Derek continues to play like a top 10 quarterback, you got one of the best offensive lines. This is one of the best offenses right now in the National Football League. That boy tsunami, Derek Carr is the offensive MVP. Jonathan Abram is the defensive MVP. For the Raiders, yes, I agree with that. In terms of the actual, I don't know, in the NFL, no. I mean, Derek Carr, in my opinion, right now probably isn't even in the top 10 discussion for NFL MVP because it is more of a stat-driven statistic or award, if you will. Yes, they're 2-0, but it would go to some other quarterbacks over him. And Jonathan Abram, defensive MVP, I can't get behind that one either in terms for the NFL, but both of these players right now, I would say Carr is the offensive MVP, and then Jonathan Abrams has been the defensive MVP for the Las Vegas Raiders. If you want to get your questions featured on the show, the way you got to do it, use hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat. It's the easiest way. That tells producer Dylan to put you on the show. Christopher, do you think we will win the AFC West? As much as I would love to say yes, I'm going to say no. And the only way that the Raiders do is if something happens to Patrick Mahomes. Like, I get it. The Raiders are 2-0. They're playing good football. But there is still, in my opinion, a big distance between the Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, the Chargers played well, but the Chargers have a much better defense than the Raiders do right now. I do anticipate the Raiders beating out the Chargers, but to win the AFC West, as much as I'd love to say yes, I'd be lying to y'all if I said that they would. Let's go to Travis Dampier Jr. Where do you rank Darren Waller among all tight ends? I would probably put him in that top 3. I mean, John Gruden said that he would take him over a player like George Kittle and Travis Kelce. I won't go that far, but I think right now he is definitely the next man up, right? Because Mark Andrews is great too, and he's the next line, right? If you want to talk about top 3 tight ends, it's between Darren Waller and Mark Andrews who gets that 3rd spot for me. But I am going to lean Darren Waller. He's going to be my top 3 tight end. So Raiders Report, I would probably rank it number 1 on YouTube. We have the most subscribers, we get the most views, and I like to think that we have the most fun as well. So if you want to tune in every single day, we drop daily videos. So if you're looking for daily Raiders content, I don't know about you, I'm always looking for new stuff while I'm eating my dinner. Heck, when I'm in the shower, I'm always listening to a podcast. I don't know how long you shower or eat for, but our shows are normally about 10 to 15 minutes. Our live shows, if you really want to take a long shower and, you don't have to lie to your wife what you're actually doing in there. You can say you're watching a 70-minute Raiders show. I'm all good with it. But, hey, go ahead. Click that big red button that says subscribe. We drop videos 100% free. Much love to the nation. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. If you are subbed, send the link that you see below, youtube.com/Raiders Report, and, tune in. Let's go to Phil Flowers. Get a pick. Do you think it's Guenther? Wait, do you think it's Guenther's? Is it the problem or personnel at the moment? It's a mix. I mean, it's a mix between the Raiders defenders, I think, are more built for man, yet the Raiders play a lot of zone because that's just kind of what Paul Guenther does. Now, you need to be able to put Lamarcus Joyner back at safety because we've seen it for about a year and now 2 games. He's not a nickel corner. Plus, Eric Harris is not very good at safety, so you got to get more help there. And, yeah, I'm going to point my finger at Paul Guenther. I got PDog006. Great win, but we need more safety help. You're 100% right. Let's not lose sight of what the main goal is every year. Every NFL team, I don't care what they say, you got to win a Super Bowl, right? Like that's your main focus. This Raiders team is not a Super Bowl contending team with the secondary that they have. You can't honestly look me in the eyes and say that you have confidence in Eric Harris at free safety. You can't tell me that you have confidence right now in Lamarcus Joyner at nickel. The Raiders need to go out and add more safety help. Look at a player like Clinton Dix, and look at a player like Earl Thomas, or go out and look at Eric Reed. If you don't want Earl Thomas because of the off-the-field concerns, go get Eric Reed. He's better than Eric Harris. So let me know what's the Raiders' biggest weakness. I would say right now it's either the safety position or it's pass rush. And bottom line is this, you can't always just look at the good. You can sit here and say, oh, Mitch, we're 2-0, why are you hating? I'm looking to get better. And you got to look to get better every single week. And I know John Gruden, he's going to look to get better every single week as well. So I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. Let me know what the Raiders' biggest weakness is right now. I got M and S. Shout out to you. If we can get Allen Robinson for a second or third, should we? And if we do, you think we can be a top 5 offense? If all the Bears want is a second-round pick for Allen Robinson, yes, I say pull the trigger. Because you're not going to find a second-round pick like Robinson in the draft. And there's going to be so many question marks in this year's draft. I know one question mark, or a player who doesn't have question marks around him, it's Robinson. I mean, he's been able to put up great numbers with Blake Bortles, Mitch Trubisky. And also, Robinson has continued to say that he wants to be a Bear. He's done all the right things. Plus, he loves to block. That sounds like a Gruden grinder to me. So, yeah, if all it would take is a second or a third, I would do it. And would it make us a top 5 offense? I might even make the argument that it would. Let's go to Alexander. What's up, my man? Do we need another corner? I don't know if we need another corner. However, we do need more cornerback help in terms of depth. Like, the Raiders want to go with the youth movement, right? You want to be able to put Trayvon Mullen out there and Damon Arnett. And you're going to have the ups and downs. That's part of it with a young team. But if you're building for the future, you need to have them out there and continue to play well. But if you want to add more depth, I'm always on board for more depth. Let's go to that Pringles guy. Pat Peterson is a free agent this year. Do you see the Raiders going for him? So he's been a very common name that's popped up during trade deadline discussion. But, I mean, if the Cardinals continue to win, he won't be there for the trade deadline. However, if he does hit free agency, you're looking at a 30, 31-year-old. The reason why I might say no is because the Raiders have been in youth movement, and he would not fit the youth movement bill. Got Vicente. What's up, my man? Where were you watching the game at, Mitch? Well, I was watching it at Chat Sports, where I was doing a live watch party. I'm going to be doing live watch parties all season in, so make sure that you're tuned in. If anybody's in Las Vegas and you're maybe like Vicente wondering, where the heck can I watch some games? Luckily for you, I went to Las Vegas and I found the 15 best spots to watch Raiders games in Las Vegas. So you can go to chatsports.com/RaidersBars and get yourself some new Raiders drinks. Get yourself the best deals out there in Las Vegas. That's the thumbnail to the video. Go check it out. Chatsports.com/RaidersBars. Get a picture from Fieri 760. Could we still trade or pick up a defensive lineman? Could you pick one up? Sure, but there's not many good defensive linemen out there at this point of free agency. And trade for one, I don't know who you're going to trade for. If you want a cheap, I guess I shouldn't say cheap. If you want some player who you could probably get for the cheap right now, man, I'm trying to think of his name. Ryan Kerrigan, he's 31, but he's banged up right now. So if you want to go out and get him and maybe, he'll come back in like 4 weeks, that's an option. But, I mean, it's not looking good at this point. Got a super chat coming in from Joey Pastor. Any chance we see Amik Robertson at the nickel? He's played a little bit here and there, but he really hasn't gotten a lot of run. We'll see. If I was the Raiders, and I've been saying it for about 2 weeks, put Lamarcus Joyner back at free safety and play Amik Robertson in the nickel. Is that really so hard to do? I don't think so. Something else that's not very hard to do is going ahead and getting yourself a Raiders t-shirt. Go to chatsports.com/RaidersWorld where you can save $5, normally $24.99. Go get yourself a Raiders Against the World t-shirt. We only have a few left, so make sure you take advantage of the deal. If you're watching this during our live show, take advantage of it now. Click that link. If you're watching it on a later date, the Raiders Against the World t-shirts hopefully are still there, but you can always check by clicking the link. Let's go to Gage. What up? Do you think we should trade Lamarcus Joyner? It depends what you're going to get, right? Because what are you going to get for Joyner? A 5th-round pick? If you're saying a 5th-round pick for Joyner, I say just keep him at that point. Continue to get your questions in here. Use #Raiders, or you can super chat. If I missed your question, you can always hit me up on Instagram. I am at Mitchell Renz 365. I see another super chat coming in, which we'll get to here in a second. All right, our main focus should be defense. We need people to step up. Defensive line needs help. Defensive line needs help. I need Max Crosby to step up. Cleveland Furl, you better step up. I mean, realistically, the best defensive tackle has been Jonathan Hankins. The best defensive end's been probably Carl Nassib this year, which, sorry, that can't happen. Then for linebackers, Corey Littleton's been struggling. Got to get Nick Kwiatkowski back healthy. And the secondary, Eric Harris has been atrocious. Lamarcus Joyner hasn't been good either. Luckily, Arnett and Trayvon Mullins played better at the end of week 2. But yes, defensively, that's where a lot of players need to step up. So I want to give a shout out to some of the people that just followed me on Instagram. eSpooner4040, Matt D _, and then Renderos, and then Mikola Throp. Shout out to you. If you want to get a shout out here on the Raiders Report, all you got to do, follow me on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.